Well, good morning. It is day one of my 2024 Norte finishing adventure. I'm leaving from Villaviciosa, where I essentially left off last year when I walked from Irun to Villaviciosa and then cut over on the Primitivo. This year I'm going to be leaving from here and heading to the next town, which is about 18 miles away. So as you can see, I've gotten up and am leaving in the darkness. Everything is pretty quiet. Not a lot of people out here. And the trail is going to split up the road a few kilometers. So I'm on my way. Out in the country, heading up the first of two climbs for the day. And I just passed a farmer feeding his horses some apples, and that's his dog leading my way. Well, I just had my first conversation of my Norte adventure. A gentleman from New Zealand, but he lives in Australia now. And it was a very brief conversation, but very friendly. Brief because he is really moving. And after spending a minute or two with me, he rocketed on past. Well, I am at the top of the first climb, and it was quite steep. Yeah, it was a good challenge for the first day on the Camino, and I am now going to follow the arrow to the right and start heading down the hill, which will feel really good. Well, it's noon. I'm past the 10-mile mark, and I'm into the second climb of the day, which is reported to be not quite as long as the last one, but so far it's every bit as steep. Unfortunately, the little town at the 10-mile mark, the restaurant bar was closed for some sort of holiday or something, so we weren't able to get food there. So we might be pushing all the way into Gijon before we eat anything. And I say we because there's a couple of other guys with me, actually ahead of me, a Belgium guy and one from Ohio. So onward to the top. Well, I made it up and over the second and last major climb for the day, and look what I get to see. Downhill, ocean, and I think that might be Gijon ahead of us. So it's looking good. It's a little bit overcast, which is great, but no threat of rain. So I think I've got another 6 or 7 miles to go, but the hills are done. Yay. Well, it's been nearly 6 hours of continuous walking, There hasn't really been a place to stop as far as stopping and eating or getting something to drink, so I just pushed forward. These last 4 or 5 miles are going to be rolling flat, but I can tell I'm getting tired, so they're going to take a while. So I'm just slowly moving along, and hopefully there'll be a place to stop up the way before I get to the very end. Well, I've reached the beach, or what used to be the beach. This is high tide, so the waves are all the way up. But when it's not a high tide, there's a really nice beach here. And I've got about a mile to go to get to my hotel, and this is part of Gijon, beautiful seaport city in northern Spain. A little windy right now, and the tide is really coming in hard, but beautiful downtown area along the seaport. It was about 20 miles today, and I'm in a beautiful corridor of shops. And it was a very long day today, but I'm glad to be here. Glad to have the first day of this adventure completed. And until mañana, the sit out.